Warning, we are about to spoil the entirety of the remake of Flatliners. If you haven't seen the movie and plan on watching it, leave now and then come back afterwards. But if you have seen the movie, or you really don't care, please stick around. Hey, just a quick update here. You can now listen to the podcast in podcast apps. I know, it's crazy. You no longer have to buy YouTube Red or just have YouTube open on your phone in order to listen to us. You can find the links in the description. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the first episode of Wheel 2. Okay, Cameron, it's been a while since we did a movie episode, so let's, get this started.
But first, I'm gonna go break some bread. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of Cinema Roulette.
Cameron?
Yes?
It's not episode 2.
I know, it's not.
Your penance has come.
Yes, that's right.
Ooh!
What we get?
We are getting the remake of Flatliners.
Oh, that, I don't know if we can do that.
Why not?
Flatliners just recently came out and is not available on media yet.
No, sorry, not the remake. Well, we chose Flatliners because it was on Netflix.
No, it's not on Netflix.
Oh, what the fuck?
No, it's...
Why'd you put it on the list?
I
This is all your fault.
Today we are doing the 2017 remake of Flatliners.
I had the sensation of someone taking my hand.
I like how we always sit quiet after...
there's...
Like there is actually an intro, but we just edit it in. We're not, like...
It's not live.
It's not over here and I just hit play.
Oh, my. So, yeah, Flatliners, everybody, as you heard earlier. This has been a long time coming because I somehow fucked up in the very first episode of Cinema Roulette that we ever did.
We sat down to make a wheel, and you decided, hey, I'll put a movie down that's currently... No, I don't even think it was in theaters yet. It, just came to theaters.
I think so, yeah.
God, you're the worst.
There's just a momentary lapse of reason, and, oh, Lord, it was not good.
There was no reason.
So, where do we start with this movie?
Well, also, welcome to Wheel 2. Yay!
Yay!
Excitement. Genuine excitement.
So, where do we start with this?
This is one movie. This is a movie where the plot can be summarized in 3 seconds, isn't it?
It is. I think there's enough to talk about, though. So.
There is enough to talk about. It's just the plot is simple. Because a bunch of med school students are, getting ready for finals and are in a school where apparently if your teachers don't teach you, you're the bad one. But anyway.
Commentary on the current college
No, it
education
wasn't.
system?
There was no commentary.
No,
on
I
this
know
movie.
there wasn't, but it was oddly like the current college system.
Well, it was made in 2017.
Also true.
It's not in the past. I mean, they take selfies. It's in the future.
Did they take a selfie?
Yes, they did.
Oh my god, they did.
Multiple selfies.
Was that during all the big party scenes?
Also one before then.
Okay.
Jeez, I'm trying to remember the most important parts of this film.
The selfies.
Yes. But there is a girl named Courtney who is played by Ellen Page. And Courtney got in a car crash and her little sister did a death. And then she's like, when people are dying, their brain doesn't turn off right away. So what if we experiment with that and look into it and see and kill someone, but bring them back? Because then they flatline.
Yeah.
It's very clever and it was hard to write, but
I mean, they did write technically, but technically this is an adaptation, so it wasn't their original idea.
correct.
Or remake, I guess.
We've also never seen the original, so we're not going to talk about it. But she brings two of her friends down and is like, hey, I'm going to kill myself. You scan my brain and then just bring me back.
Yeah.
even though both of them were having trouble in the medical class. Mm-hmm. Which, yeah, let me get those people. Luckily, there's Ray, who they get down there before Ellen Page dies.
Yeah, Ray is awesome.
Ray is the best because he's the only competent character in this entire film.
Because they both nearly fucked up because he had no idea what he was doing and she was panicking. So
Yeah, Jamie and Sophie were the two characters.
Yes.
I remember names and don't have the list open right now.
Yeah, this morning you remembered 4 out of the 5 characters, so that's impressive.
This is true. I'm terrible with names.
I just find it funny that out of all the movies to remember most of the characters, it's Flatliners.
Well, okay. Courtney, I could remember because of Total Drama Island. Mm-hmm. Ray, they say like 50 times.
Yeah.
Jamie, I remember because I focused to figure out what the hell his name was at the credits. And Sophie, I think they say her name enough.
Okay.
And then Mario, I don't remember her name very often. So
it was Marlo. We looked at this morning. I misread that as an I instead of an L.
Also, we're back in the same room. I don't think we addressed this.
No, we didn't.
So yeah, you get a couple more episodes of good audio.
Yay!
Before it's slightly ruined by my snowball.
And my internet. And probably a mix of both.
The answer is yes. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Courtney, through death, gives you savant syndrome, I guess.
Yeah.
Because she suddenly knows how to cure patients easily, and she can play the piano, even though she hasn't played it in 12 years. So then all her friends, besides Ray, because he realizes dying is a bad idea.
They're like, let's kill ourselves.
Let's kill ourselves and we'll become savants. But this has downsides because the past comes to haunt you in kind of cool ways.
Yeah.
Mainly through ghosts. Mm-hmm. Sort of ghosts. It's funny, the last thing we recorded was the Horror Renaissance thing where we really hated ghosts.
Which they can be done well, but the problem is like all those movies that don't even show them.
I mean, this one worked.
Yeah.
There were a few good scares, but we'll get to that.
Yes.
Get to that. Thanks, tongue. And the ghost attacks get worse and worse as people will keep going into the flatline until, surprise, surprise, they actually kill Courtney. Because the ghost of her little sister is mad at her, I guess. Because it was technically her fault because she was texting and driving and then somehow got up onto a concrete fence and went over a bridge. That car crash looked so wrong.
It did. Like, the stunt itself was cool, but like where the car was actually crashing and then actually landing up there, how the fuck did that happen?
You could have just had a wood fence and that breaks through or something. Mm-hmm. But then I guess you wouldn't flip the car.
Yeah.
Whatever. But her little sister pushes her off her apartment that looks better than anything any reasonable college student could afford.
Yup.
Like, we'll get to that with Mario, but
you're just gonna call her Mario now, aren't you?
Just to bug you.
Okay.
Yes. Marlo. But Ray kind of figures that because everyone has something bad they did in the past, and even if it doesn't even have to be a person who's dead, but if it's just someone you wronged, like something that eats you up inside, it will literally come to get you.
Yeah.
Unless you make amends, which Marlo doesn't want to do because she might get kicked out of college because she kind of killed someone.
Yeah,
Oops.
that whole plot point is stupid, and we'll talk about that later.
Well, it's not stupid, but there was a way to do better, which is basically the slogan of this movie, is we could have done it so much better. Yeah. But Jamie goes and he tried to get at his girlfriend getting an abortion, but then was too much of a coward to even go with her. Mm-hmm. So he went to apologize for that. And Sophie basically ruined someone's life by sending nudes of her around the school.
Yep.
Which the person just oddly forgives her. It's like, I'm sorry, just forgive me. It's like, I forgive you. And that worked.
Apparently.
Like, you couldn't offer to maybe take her out to dinner or something. Give her a nice day.
Should have said, like you said in the movie, you should have said, can I make it up to you, rather than, will you forgive me?
Oh, there's a squirrel outside. But, and then, Mario being a total bitch about everything and wanting to get kicked out of college, decides, I'm just going to kill myself.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I flatlined before and saw basically Silent Hill, and I'd like to go back there instead of getting kicked out of college, even though I have enough money to buy my own house and still go to med school.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a 2-floored house, like, and I want to say they're in, like, the DC area.
They're in, like, the city. It wasn't like a suburb. It was clearly, like, in the city.
And but luckily Ray figures out, because Ray is competent.
Yes.
Figures out, oh shit, she's going to choose the most over-the-top way to kill herself. Because, you know, she could have just jumped off buildings.
That's what I was thinking. Like, when they said, come on, we gotta hurry. I was thinking, wait, are they gonna go up to the roof? Or, like...
No, she went back in the lab area and then defibrillated herself to kill her.
Man, it's a good thing we chose... That would have sucked if she decided just to simply jump off the roof, wouldn't it have?
But they had no access to the roof, except these multiple scenes where they get to the roof.
Exactly.
I know we need our happy ending, but come on. But then they save her, and then they're like, we'll never do that again. And let's get rid of all the research we got, even though there were probably some really interesting things.
Yeah, let's just throw it into a river. Oh, well, she's the only one that knows now. What?
Yeah, Courtney's the only one that will know. Also, I love how, you know, after the first time they do Courtney, they scan over her brain and they, like, look for all the little things that go off.
And they never do that again.
They never check anyone else's. Like, because you'd think there would be different ones.
Yeah, right? Maybe her motivation changed after the experience? I don't know.
Well, no, maybe other people would have different, you know, connections.
Yeah, exactly. But nah, that's completely dropped, honestly.
Because, like, Sophie had a way darker one.
Yes.
I mean, Marlo did too.
Yeah.
But hers took a moment to get bad. Mm-hmm. Sophie's was just immediately bad because abusive parent. Mm-hmm. Bad parenting. But yeah, that's basically the plot, quickly.
Yeah.
I honestly don't feel like I skipped over anything.
No, that was basically the plot. But yeah, I just... You know, the premise is so interesting, but... Man, what a rocky movie. It's really rough around the edges, man.
Well... Okay, hold on. We'll focus on the movie just as a whole, and then focus on the parts that could have been smoothed out in multiple ways.
Yeah. So, as a whole, this movie was like, what would we say, 5 out of 10?
5 out of 10, yeah.
It was not horrible. It has some huge issues, but it wasn't, like, terrible. This movie was, like, really hated by the internet and critics, and kind of undeservedly so.
I've seen so much worse.
Yeah.
I've seen...
But, like, we're not talking like, oh, just bad reviews. No, we're talking like 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, 1 out of 5 on IndieWire, 2.1 out of, what is it, 10 on Letterboxd?
Yeah, 2.1. No, 2.1 out of 5.
Out of 5 on Letterboxd. But, like, it's not horrible. Because everyone was like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I'm just like, it's really not that bad.
Excuse me.
You're good.
Yeah, I kind of want to look up what came out that week in order to make everyone so pissy.
Yeah, actually.
Because it is a bunch of wasted potential, and we'll get into this. But and there are some really weird lines, or just
the dialogue is rocky as hell in a lot of places, especially the beginning.
And some characters flip-flop on what they are. Like Jamie in the beginning, he's very sexual, like. No matter what the situation, he'll make a joke about it, and then he just suddenly flips within one cut to being a serious doctor.
Yeah, exactly. And this isn't like after he flatlines or anything. No, this is like...
This is while he's helping kill Courtney.
Yes. But...
The camera work is actually solid.
It's fine. It varied wildly in the beginning, but then it finally found its footing.
Yeah, and there are actually some funny lines in this.
Yeah,
well.
Whether it be intentional or unintentional.
I still like it when, because they open up about once they realize their past is coming to attack them.
Yeah.
They start opening up, and Jamie starts talking about his girlfriend, and fucking Sophie just interrupts and goes, "You killed her?" It's like, no.
Yeah. And I'm sure the bread line was meant to be funny, but still, that was just made me die laughing with how fucking stupid and random it was.
Yeah, because Courtney's just looking out, because what she saw when she flatlined was flying around the city, so she's like sitting on her fire escape looking out. And she apparently did that for 10 minutes, and only just now someone goes up to her and is like, "You okay?"
Because they were like, should we check on her? She's kind of been doing that for a while. And they're like, yeah, she may have brain damage, assholes.
And then they go and check on her, and she's like, "I'm gonna make some bread."
Hard cut to the next day, and they're all eating the bread in the fucking
Classroom.
with Kiefer Sutherland. And then Kiefer Sutherland, even with his cane, he's walking around eating a piece of the bread.
I don't know why you find the eating of the bread part funny.
The bread was just so wildly out of fucking nowhere. And then they just started eating. I just found that funny because it's just like all of a sudden, I'm gonna make bread. Hard cut, we're eating it. I'm just
Stop hitting the table.
sorry. Oh my god, it was so dumb, and I kind of loved it.
Speaking of cuts, the fucking one. Okay, Jamie is attacked by his ghost girlfriend with a knife, and because he lives on a boat, like a boathouse, because apparently all these people are fucking rich.
Yeah, they're in college, and this guy, they can afford to live in a boat on a.
Which again, we'll get to why. We'll talk about Mario
Yeah.
in a bit, because she annoys me the most as just a character in a sense. But Jamie runs out of the boat. He trips and falls off the deck and swims to the dock. All of a sudden, because the ghosts can teleport, because they're ghosts, stabs him in the hand on the deck, and he's like pinned to the dock. Hard cut to everyone just kind of fine in the diner looking over Courtney's video.
He has a badge over his hand. He's fine.
Yeah, we just hard cut from him getting stabbed in the hand, like not the ghost going away or him getting himself out of the lake.
Yeah.
Hey, let's meet at the Chinese place?
I think that was what it was supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, David Wong is talking to himself over there.
Shut up.
Goodness, good joke. You could shut up.
What?
I'm like debating if I should just jump to Mario, because
That's bugging you so much.
It is. It bugs me so much. Because, she starts to fall in love with Ray because Ray is amazing.
Yeah.
Even though he has a man bun and long hair at the same time.
He makes up for it with how wholesome he is.
For being a good doctor and person.
Yeah.
But okay. So what happened was, not Sophie. Marlo worked a 3-day shift. And, just in a row. And made a mistake that got a patient killed.
Yeah, accidentally mixed medicine and a patient had a pre-existing condition where it would kill him.
No, that was realized to be false. She just gave him the wrong meds and it killed him.
That's what I said. She gave him the wrong medicine.
Yeah, but it wasn't a pre-existing condition. It was just drugs is what...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ray, because Ray finds out she also changed
the autopsy.
The autopsy, so that way he didn't, get fucking fired.
Yeah.
And and he's like, okay, because he realizes, hey, if you try to make up for this past thing, you won't die. And I don't want that to happen to you. And this woman, who is going to one of the best med schools, is able to afford her own home that's 2 floors in the city, is like, my life will be ruined.
No, it's not her life. It's my career.
Her career, which is her life.
Yeah, I've been working at this for so long now, and it's going to be gone. And I was just like, being alive, I think, is a little more important than that.
You can't enjoy your career if you're fucking dead.
Exactly. But no, she acts like a huge bitch towards Ray. She's like, well, how dare you?
How dare you try to save my life? But then, because apparently losing her job and having to look in a different field or something.
Yeah.
Or, going to prison for manslaughter. That's probably the worst case scenario.
Yes.
That isn't worth it. So just die, I guess.
Yeah, it's not even just kill yourself. It's no, flatline yourself so you can have that go back to Silent Hill.
Yeah, the more people go in, the more kind of messed up the world gets. And the effects there are actually really cool at times, we'll admit. But yeah, she decides to go into Silent Hill. But then we also find out after she's saved, she goes and admits to it, and also tries to ham-fist whatever this film's message was apparently. Or like, you can't escape your what were they trying to say?
There was some shit about like, oh well, you can forgive others, but you also have to forgive yourself or some shit
Which
like
was
that.
never brought up in the film.
No, but
that's
how Marlo apparently is saved, because she's like, oh, you have to let go and.
I forgive myself for changing documents and killing someone.
Right.
Also, we point out this is kind of a hard truth in a sense, but if you're going into the emergency medical field, you don't want to, but you're probably going to have to deal with a patient dying.
Yeah, it's kind of a dick thing to say, because I mean, we're not doctors, we don't see death all the time, but it's like, if you're going into that field, you would think you'd have to mentally just, before you even go into it beforehand, just say, yeah, I'm gonna see people fucking die.
I might see someone die. I might have to walk into a room and the patient will just be dead.
Yeah,
because old age, I'm meaning, not like, well, coming in for your prostate exam, and oh fuck.
Exactly. So your prostate's getting a little bigger. Boop.
Shit. But she goes to the head of the school and admits to what she did, and she's just on probation. She isn't kicked out of the school. She isn't arrested. Nope. Nothing.
Apparently, murder is just, you're on probation.
Okay. Even though accidental. Still, she changed documents.
Yeah.
No trouble at all.
Which is very illegal and very ethically wrong.
Which, just my thought process is, well, she's white and pretty, so... Oh, I guess this movie is realistic.
Yeah. But yeah, Ray even like said too, he's like, yeah, well, if you're willing to, change a document so you have your career, maybe you shouldn't be a doctor.
Yeah, because Ray is actually a good doctor.
Yes.
Consistently.
Yeah.
Is better than everyone
He's
else.
literally the best, yeah. I mean, technically, like, the flatlining, it makes them, like, just know what the patients are or whatnot, but...
Which, that's not even explored.
No, it's not. They just kind of like, oh, hey, I know this now. Where else are we gonna go with it? Nah, nowhere.
I figured out a patient has a rare disease that hardly ever shows up, but I still caught it because I remembered a book that I read like
40.
3 years ago. But yeah, I hated Marlowe's.
Oh, man.
And just wrap up. It was so dumb.
Yeah. And just even her rationale and why she killed herself. It's like, you had no reason to fucking actually kill yourself.
Which that could reach into a very deep topic.
Yeah,
but we're not going down that rabbit hole today.
No, not today. But
or ever, probably
No.
on this podcast.
yeah. So that was dumb, and that whole climax kind of felt weak because it revolved around Marlowe and all that. But,
Yeah, saving her from herself.
or some shit like that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there was also dumb rationale way early in the film where Courtney's like, okay, we can do this, but you're going to die. But we could get so far in our career if we just do this.
Yeah, they say something like, think of the grants we'll get or some shit like that.
And we do find out that Courtney was lying there in a
Yeah.
sense because she just wanted to see her sister,
Yes.
which, I mean, she did.
Technically she did, yeah.
In a genuinely somewhat creepy scene.
Yeah, it was one of the better horror sequences in the movie.
Yeah, we'll talk about the quick positive of the horror.
Yeah. Yeah, the horror is well, wait a minute, let me think. I was going to say something else. But yeah, no, the horror is surprisingly well done in this in times. Like there are times where it's like obvious jump scare or some shit like that, especially early on, but later when they're actually like go on the like different horror sequences revolving around just a singular character, they're actually pretty effective in some scenes.
This movie's basically Final Destination, except only one person dies.
Yeah.
Because they all die but escape death, and then something comes and hunts them down.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Jamie on the boat, I still like that one scare where he heard a baby crying in one of like the cupboards.
Yeah, because his whole thing, I don't think we mentioned this, is that like he went.
No,
was
I
going
did
to-
say the
abortion thing?
part.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But he opens up and there's no baby, and you're just looking up at him, and over his shoulder, his girlfriend with like blackened eyes.
Yeah, like she's like Ash or something, and like she just is there and then just disappears.
Yeah, she just like quickly appears over his shoulder and
Yeah.
then poofs.
like
Which I love scares like that where there's no sting or anything. It's
Yes.
just there for a moment.
Exactly. Like the fucking eyes in Suspiria.
Oh, I hate that.
That was fucking ridiculously scary.
Don't compare Suspiria to this
You're
film.
right. You're right. No, but I was comparing scares like that to the Suspiria, not the film itself.
There's a part of me that wanted them to go a lot further in the dream sequences.
Yeah.
Which they kind of do with Sophie at the end.
Yes.
Without, I mean, they go to the room from the original movie, you said?
I'm pretty sure that's a room from the original movie. Yes.
It's Silent Hill orange.
Yeah.
And there's a tub of blood, which isn't blood when her head gets dunked in it.
Yeah, it's kind of just orange liquid at that point.
And there's ghosts tossing her around. That moment's cool, but the rest of the time they're in there, it's like, it's the city.
Yeah. And the wall of souls at the end was really cool.
It's just a fucking run from Fear 3.
It is, for any Fear fans out there.
Fear fans, they didn't play 3.
Yeah.
If they're smart.
Yeah. But yeah, like they did do cool shit with it, but yeah, there were times where it was just like, you could have done more, guys.
Well, there was scary moments like Ellen Page when she gets killed off. Her sister chasing her around
Yeah,
the apartment
that
was really creepy.
I really liked that scene, yeah.
But nothing was ever jump out scary, except I think for the elevator with Sophie. That's the only time that got me kind of...
Yeah, that's the only jump scare that really worked, yeah.
Because she like looks into a Silent Hill classroom. Every time we say Silent Hill, I hope people understand what we're saying.
Yeah, like think of like a stereotypical like Silent Hill, almost otherworldly classroom. Like that's what it is, basically.
Because she's in a elevator and all of a sudden goes to the class, like is taken way high up, and then it opens to the classroom, and just as the door's closing, the little girl well, not little girl, the high schooler she sent the nudes of
Yeah.
suddenly appears in the corner. Which is like, okay, that worked.
Yeah.
But then everything else was wasted potential.
Yeah, and like I told Justin before, and too, I think that's what will stick with me the most about this movie. It's just the potential that they had. Like they had these cool concepts, and it's just they needed to hone in the script more. They needed to finely tune it because it felt there were good moments and there was good writing in it, but there was also really bad writing in it.
Sorry, it's
You're good.
fucking gray out. It's morning.
Yeah, it's not exactly the brightest day, is it?
No, because Jared's
Little
gone.
depressing.
But like, I think we said this too, where it felt like there were 3 different writers.
Yeah.
There was the person in the first act who didn't know what he was doing.
Yep.
There was the 1/3 of the movie with actual competent comedy and talking.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was everything else.
Yeah. And there was the horror, which was
Mixed. Which might have been 2 separate people as well.
Yeah.
So 4.
Well, either that or they did have the horror scenes written out, and it's just the editing might have killed it too. So
Yeah, the editing was a pretty big problem.
yeah,
if
like
we're being
at,
honest.
at times it was good, but at other times it was just not good. It has severe. Another huge issue is the pacing of the movie. The pacing is way all over the fucking place.
I'll give it this. It doesn't feel overly long.
No, it felt exactly its length, basically.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll get a movie where it's like, okay, I have to be 40 minutes in, 20 minutes. Fuck. In this movie, it's like 40 minutes. Yep, it's been 40
Yeah,
minutes.
because we paused it at 40 minutes. It's like, oh, 40 minutes in. Okay, good. It felt like 40 minutes.
Good. This isn't going to be pulling teeth.
Yeah, this isn't a movie that feels like it's overstays its welcome. It definitely is there just long.
I mean, it does end like 6 times.
Yeah. Because I remember at the last scene when they were trying to like, really hammer in that message. I'm like, well, you could have ended movie. Why are we still here?
It's like, you got the scene where Sophie says not Sophie,
Marlo
says her little speech on what the message apparently was and wasn't. But then you have another one where her and Ray throw the laptop into the sea.
And then there's yet another one where they're in the diner or whatever, all talking, and Claire DeLune plays.
Because Courtney played that earlier at the same place.
Yeah.
And then it finally ends. But, like, this film could have been a Final Destination.
Yeah.
Like, just straight up horror of they go into the thing and then come out, weird stuff starts to happen, they have to figure out how to stop it.
Yeah.
That would have been one. There could have been a nice talk about grief and how past trauma can come back to haunt you.
Yeah.
Or it could have been like just an interesting film discussing what happens between dying and death.
Yeah.
But it takes all of those, takes the middle of those stories, and then uses that, but doesn't give us a satisfying beginning or end.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, they could have done so much more with this, but they decided, no, let's not do that.
Hell, you could have even played up the insanity of, like, have from, like, Ray's perspective, and then wondering if the people are going insane or not.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering about that, too. It's like, what if all of this was literally just in their head, and they were literally just suffering brain damage from, flatlining themselves.
From lack of oxygen to head box.
Yeah. That would have been interesting, but
no, none of that happens, and it comes out as this very average film.
yeah. And it's just, yeah, they could have just done so much more with the concept, and it kind of kills me. With a better director and a better script writer and just more time to do it, I think it could have been great.
Hell, I think with just one script rewrite and maybe a re-edit, it could have kept the pacing normal.
Yeah.
And halved. It could have had something. I'm trying to think here. My brain's flatlining. Tish.
No.
Tish.
No.
You're no fun.
But
Just trying to think. Because my brain seriously just.
you forgot where you were going.
I had a train here, but the caboose was gone.
Oh no. Wait, doesn't that mean the rest of the train is still going?
Yeah, but I don't know how to finish it.
Because
the caboose is gone.
Okay.
It's complicated humor. It's okay if you don't get it. But oh no, with just one simple script rewrite and a re-ed to make it flow a bit better, this could have been 6 out of 10, like slightly above average.
Exactly.
Not the worst thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Heat was still worse.
Yeah, at least I remember this movie for the good and the bad.
Yeah, I'll still recall some things from this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it credit where credit's due. I didn't expect Ellen Page to die.
Yeah, she was the first one to die. Because they kind of built her up as the main character, like the folks in the movie, and then they just off her.
Yeah, that hasn't worked in a while, but yeah, it kind of worked there. It was like, oh shit, they actually killed her.
Yeah.
Setting up a thing.
You're setting up a thing.
I was.
So wait, does that mean we're done already? Or
I
what?
don't know. I was just getting right in case. Because I'm trying to think of other things to say about this movie.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered all the stuff that bugged us. So,
but what about the good?
We talked about the good.
What about the bad?
We talked about the bad.
What about the... I'll also give it this. I don't think there was any obvious CG.
No, not really. Like, obviously, like, on, like, the ghosts and stuff, they had to use some CG, like, for the wall of...
Yeah, the wall, but that was also in a dream world, so I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, there was no really... yeah, you're right. They didn't really CG anything, which is nice.
Or they didn't... Like, I'm sure, the blue lights on the bridge was obvious CG, but there was nothing bad.
There's nothing that, like, stuck out as, wow, that's clearly CGI.
Like, there's the cool moment where Courtney first goes in, and you go up from the basement of the hospital through someone's chest as they're having surgery.
That was cool.
To get to the roof. That was a neat effect.
Yeah. It's just, again, this film has great ideas, but didn't really follow through with them, and it's really it's disappointing because of that. But I still enjoyed a lot of it, if I'm being honest. So
I didn't hate it.
I didn't either, and this film just does not deserve, like, oh, this is one of the worst movies ever. It's
like if it was pulling my teeth, was never scary, and took way too far, and kept the dialogue from the first act of this film, I would have hated. I would agree, but it gets fine after that.
It's a very, very, very rocky start. And, like, at the beginning, I was like, oh no, is this going to be this bad? But no, it kind of does pick itself up a little bit.
I'll mostly just say Ray. Ray saved it.
Ray's great.
Super
yes.
hard. Because that... Who's the actor? Diego Luna, I want to say, is the... I'm not sure on the last name. I know the first name is definitely Diego.
Okay.
But yeah, he does a fantastic job.
He's great. Yeah, he's a great actor. I think the weakest actor was, what's her name?
Mario?
Marlo. No, the other one.
Sophie. Yeah, Sophie had some weird reads.
Yeah, she had some very odd line delivery, which again, I said I didn't know if it was bad scripting or just she was giving a weird take and they decided to use it anyway.
Yeah, it's...
Especially in the beginning, her acting was a little bit amateurish. She gets better as it goes on, but...
But yeah, when, someone who she sees as slightly a friend is saying, hey, I want to kill myself, she's just like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Willy Wonka. No, stop. Don't.
Oh, yeah, squirrel. What?
Focus, Justin.
I'm focusing on the squirrel.
Oh my god.
It's climbing. Oh, there's 2.
Oh my god.
There's 3. No! There's 3. Look, 1, 2, 3. Yay!
Okay.
Because now we can cut back.
Okay.
That was...
Do I need to shut that blind, that curtain?
No.
Okay.
Because I'll just pull up pictures of squirrels. You can't stop me.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so we just... I don't... And... I think everyone else did fine.
Yeah.
Like, once Jamie stopped being a sex addict for, 2 minutes,
Yeah.
he actually became pretty likable.
Yeah, he just randomly switches characters during the first Flatline, and he never really does that ever again.
And also, I like his ending.
Yeah, it was a sweet ending, honestly. So
Where he goes and finds his girlfriend, finds out she didn't get... And is like, hey, I will do anything to make your life better. And he cancels his dream to be a doctor in California and just helps her.
Yeah, exactly. Or I thought the whole thing was we're moving to LA together or some shit like that.
No, he said he's going to stay there to take care of her.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because he originally in the beginning, he was like, yeah, I'll move out to LA and become a hotshot or some shit
Get
like
a
that.
Mustang and
Yeah.
not put stickers on it because that's lame.
That was actually a funny line.
That was... I can't remember the final line. I just remember chuckling a good couple
Yeah,
of times.
they did. The humor did actually work surprisingly, so...
Also, I have a feeling Ellen Page is going to be like Edward Norton, where in 30 years she'll have the same fucking face.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I think that's all we have to say on that. So it was wrap it up. It's fine. So
It was fine. For a start of the wheel that we thought was going to be fucking painful.
that everyone built up. This is going to be terrible. It was fine.
It's fine. Okay, you want a bad movie? Here, I will set my bar on where bad is. It can get worse, I know, but my level of bad is a film called Deadly Weapons. This is a film where, this is a sexploitation film, which is basically what we did before porn was a thing. It's not wrong.
Porn was still a thing.
Actually, it wasn't. It wasn't legal yet.
In the 70s?
In the 70s, that's when it started to become... Sexploitation was allowed, and that's what porn theaters were. But after that is when porn became more of a thing.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't show nude. The only way to get away with nudity in film were called nudie cuties, where you'd go to a nudist colony, and since it was a culture, they couldn't censor it.
A little closer to the mic, by the way.
Okay, I'm closer to the mic now. But yeah, nudie cuties, which is kind of hilarious to me. But okay.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay.
So, Deadly Weapons. Well, at least in America. I'm sure there's porn elsewhere, like France. France. But it's about a woman with 73-inch tits whose husband dies from the mob, and she goes and poisons the mobsters that killed him and then smothers them with her tits. Which sounds funny. Sounds hilarious. Like a good old romp. It's boring as hell and takes forever to end. And the thing that makes it worse is no one looks like they're having a good time. Mm-hmm. It's just... Because even in Pink Flamingos, which is notably a bad film... Oh, so I just spoiled Deadly Weapons. Sorry.
Oh, no.
But actually, no, that's the synopsis. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
But even Pink Flamingos, which tries to be a terrible movie. It tries to be the filthiest film of all time. it's still fun because everyone seems like they're having a fun time making it.
Yeah, at least the actors are having fun.
That's my level of a bad movie, is one where it's boring, it's long, and no one looked like they had a good time making it.
Yeah.
This one, it's competently made, it's fine, and the actors at least looked like they had a good time.
Yeah, and they were trying, especially the party scenes. Those must have been fun as fuck to
Where
film.
they just break the
Just
wall.
tear down the wall, yeah. I still, that scene was so random where it's like, it's hailing! Let's go outside in the middle of traffic and just throw hail at things!
And throw hail at each other. Like, wow, isn't this fun? Ow, 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 ow.
It's so fucking random. I kind of love just, even the first act was kind of saved just by the randomness of it all.
Yeah, just some of the line reads were
Oh
funny.
my god. So yeah, without further ado, I think it's time to do that thing you were setting up for.
Oh my god, we gotta spin the wheel again,
Yeah.
guys! Oh wait, have we gone over categories this time around?
Ooh, that would be a good thing to do. Actually, that probably should be the first thing to do when we started a new wheel.
Well, no, we started with Flatliners, but
Technically. Yeah.
which is what we knew. But okay. So we have 4 categories again. Only 4 movies this time for each. First one is movies I found that were recommended by directors. I won't say the directors until we get to those episodes. The other one, because I made half the list, Cameron made half.
Yeah.
The other one is recommendations from Cinefix. Cinefix is a fantastic movie channel if you haven't watched it. They're kind of like Watch Mojo if they actually cared about film.
Yes.
And I got 4 movies from them. Cameron chose J-horror films.
Yep, J-horror roots, like early J-horror films.
Yeah, all black and white and subtitles.
No, there's...
Is there a colored one?
2, I think, are in color.
2 of them are colored.
Let me
Oh, yeah.
think.
I always forget how quickly color came into film in a sense.
Oh, yeah. Because let me think, actually. Yeah, Kiraneku and Onibaba are in black and white. Jigoku and Kwiden are in glorious color.
And I forget what we went with, but...
Like, the world... it should be in the Google Doc, yeah?
Yeah, I'll open up the Google Doc.
It's like something about reality and the world breaking around them, basically. Like,
Hold on.
we called it something.
I know, I'm pulling up the Google Doc. It's Out of This World.
Out of this world.
Because Flatliners had the world in between, and we have 3 other... Should we say all the films on
Some
there?
films, yeah.
Okay, hold on. We'll start from the top. With director's favorites, there's Cabaret, 5 Fingers of Death, Time Bandits, and Lock, Stock, and 2 Smoking Barrels.
Again, I don't know which director did which, so...
Yeah, Cameron doesn't know. I'm the only one who does.
Yeah.
Cinefix picks. There's Man Bites Dog, John Woo's The Killer, because there's multiple movies called The Killer.
Yes. No, there's the killer, there's the killers, and the killing.
Yeah, it's annoying. There's In a World and Enemy. And Cameron for J-horror has Jingoku, Kuroneko, Kwiden, and
Onibaba.
And then Out of This World, besides Flatliners, the remake, there's In the Mouth of Madness, Jacob's Ladder, and Annihilation.
Yep.
So that is what we have left. And now we get to spin the wheel.
Yeah!
And spin. Damn it.
What did we get?
We got Kuroneko.
Oh, okay. Bitchin'.
And I'm going to try to rebuild this wheel every time before we shoot an episode, so that way we
Yes.
don't repeat and the last wheel and suffer horribly.
We kind of figured out how the RNG works in this.
We don't. We could still totally get screwed.
Yeah. So, yeah, Kuroneko. So, which literally translates to black cat.
Meow.